Hi, two videos in one day, um, and I've been thinking about approaching this topic for quite some time. I think it's a good topic to go over. It's really prevalent in my life. It dictates how I act day to day. My anxiety is fueled a lot by my vigilance. So I was talking about this briefly in my social anxiety video, but this kind of effect kind of permeates many instances of my life and how I act around other people. So I kind of abuse my vigilance. It's a routine for me to keep track of where people are in my house. So, and also the sounds that objects create in my house gives me hints on where people are. So I almost know what each person in my house is doing. I know which cupboards are being opened and being closed based on kind of the pattern of sound that the objects make. I know what's being made in the kitchen. I know which utensils are being cleaned in the sink and which bowls are being washed. And meanwhile, I'm doing something. I'm upstairs in my room and I'm reading whatever it is, but I'm keeping mental track of all these sounds. So I'm never truly relaxed in the presence of anyone. Doesn't matter, parents, family members, even friends. There's always some. I need to raise myself up on a ledge and keep observation of things that go on around me. So there's this sense of me abusing my vigilance, and this is really an attempt to hide. It's when I keep track of these things, it gives me hints on what I should do. I when people go into my room, I need to change the way I sit, change the way I act. I need to get out of my routine. So, I normally sit really strangely and scrunched up in a ball kind of thing and look really weird and contorted. So, as soon as someone goes in this hallway, I could tell that they're walking in the hall. So not even up the stairs, not even in the corridor. I'll change positions. Their line of sight, their vision physically cannot see these changes. Um, I'm also very quiet. I kind of tiptoe around. I don't make a lot of noise. I'm very observant for noise. I kind of keep under the radar. Whenever I'm watching YouTube videos, my computer's on sound level 1, like it's almost silent, and I could hear it. Like I don't want people knowing what videos I'm watching. It's strange, but I as soon as someone comes upstairs, I'm changing the tab. It looks like a blank screen. Like even being on my channel homepage. If I just have Firefox opened and I'm logged into YouTube and it's just on my homepage, I change it when someone comes upstairs. I don't know why. It's just it's I my mind's more at ease when people just don't know what I'm doing. Um, it's always been like that, and I think it's to avoid embarrassment and to avoid confrontation. Even when I was playing with things when I was a kid, I'd often do like weird things with toys, spin them around. I often, did strange things with toys. I didn't play with them in the normal sense. If there was a car or something, I would spin the wheels in front of my eyes, or really spin things around. Like I would play with like a record player for an hour, seeing how fast I could make the turntable spin, looking inside of it. So these were kind of strange things to do to toys, and I think a lot of my coping strategy stems from this embarrassment, this fear of being embarrassed. So there's always been this kind of pressure to change my character to appear different in front of different people. Um, and it's really ingrained. It's really hard to get out of that. I've been better with it, but it's been difficult to let my guard down with these things. Like this is I don't even notice sometimes. Sometimes I do. On the bus, I have a routine of 3 different ways to sit. I'll sit with my legs in front of me like that, or one foot under the other leg, or vice versa. So there's about 3 positions I sit on a bus, um, and this is all calculated. This is all effortful. This isn't just a subconscious thing. I actually, when I'm reading, and I say, okay, my foot's become uncomfortable, go to position 2, and then I'll go like that. It's like everything is being shifted around, and I know it's being shifted around because I'm the operator behind this. I'm doing everything. I never really act like myself on the bus. If I really were to, I would be sitting with my feet up on the seat, hunched like that. I mean, that's weird. Obviously, people don't do that. But what I don't think people realize is I don't think people have to effortfully. I don't know why my words are not good today. That people don't that they don't take note of their seating positions. They That's more like their social presence is more ingrained. They don't need to think about everything. It's kind of like motor memory for them. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but there's just things are really calculated in my life, very hidden. Um, I'm most comfortable with my door closed, and my parents have to be out of the house. When my parents are out of the house, it's fantastic. I can breathe, could relax. It's like I could stim without anybody seeing. It's just as soon as that door is closed, there's just like this. It's like, yeah, it's just this relief. I could just be myself finally. But on top of that, there's still. I'm listening for the door. I know if someone's in the driveway. I know if the garage door is opening. Like I keep that. Like I can't completely relax. Basically, nothing ever surprises me. I keep it so that nothing surprises me. Like I'm prepared for change all the time. Like if my I know when people are walking in the front door because I hear them. I'm never taken by surprise, really. Even when I sleep in my dreams, I'm often very aware. I kind of half sleep sometimes. I know where I am in the bed. I almost, when someone comes in to wake me up, or some noise, like I'm already aware of that. Like I almost don't want to be in a deep sleep and someone has to shake me out of the sleep. I feel almost unprepared. I feel like, oh, there's been a lapse of vigilance. It's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It's so like I talk about it now, like logically, but it's so ingrained. Like even in the videos, nobody's been home. Whenever I make these videos, the house has nobody's here ever. I could only make these videos when everyone's out of the house, right? You won't hear somebody else in my video. You won't like no one else is here. I can only think like this, and relax like this when no one's in the house. Um, I don't know. Does anybody else feel like that? Like it's just completely ridiculous, self-conscious, and just calculating behavior. But you know what? Like that's helped me. That's a huge thing. That's I cover things up. Embarrassment was awful. Like it's the worst, and that's kind of my motive for doing all this. I think a lot of other people on the spectrum, they don't do this to some extent. You could almost see their traits more clearly than someone on the spectrum who's taken up imitation and you know that kind of they kind of recede into the background and are very reserved, like me. Um, but like I was at a bus stop and there was someone obviously. There's some weird thing. You could tell someone's on the spectrum now that I know about it. You could tell like there's like this. I'm very good at not reading people's minds, but reading their movements and observations on, like I look at them like objects, and if objects are slightly altered, I notice it. So and then that's another thing. I've always analyzed people by observation and physically what they do, and if they said something during this scenario but they didn't say something during that scenario, then I know something's up. I don't know what's up or what's going on in their head, but I could tell I can read people by observation very well, and I could put on a lot of accents, and I've always, people have always found that funny. I won't do it in front of the camera. I'd be too self-conscious. But so anyway, there was someone on the spectrum waiting for the bus with headphones. I'm leaning against a wall with my bag, saying, "Don't move, stand upright, keep your shoulders upright. Don't look around, don't look at people." So like this is what's going on in my head to keep kind of the social presence. But they're listening to music and they're like moving and they're like almost like stimming strangely. And I just watched them, and it was like there's some jealousy in a sense. Like I said, like good for him. Like I could never do that completely. It's just something I don't know. It's just I feel like I take things to the nth degree, and they've helped, but they certainly contribute to just basically a constant level of anxiety, whether I'm aware of it or not. These things are routine-like, so yeah, like I said before, like a good way to think about it is nothing ever surprises me. I'm prepared for the worst. Um, anyway, I'd be curious if other people feel this way. It's something that's just I don't know. It's all the time. Thanks for watching.